You!
Ha! You're a lucky bunch of fools, aren't you? I didn't think anyone would survive falling off the ship.
There's blood on your hands, and it's time to make you pay for it.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not letting you go any further. This tower's going to be your grave.
Well, that felt nice. Don't cross me, you'll regret it.
Ah! How did you become this strong?
What is that?
Wait a second. Claude, that must be the sorcery globe.
Don't move. Stay where you are.
Why does this little girl have possession of the quadratic key? The only key in existence is the one whose core we created and crystallized.
Who are you people anyway?
Look out!
Claude,
I told you to stay where you are.
We know you can understand us.
Claude, stay with me.
That healing power! Are you a Nedian?
Nedian?
What are you talking about? Who are behind you!
My, how uncivilized. You people are just as underdeveloped as this planet. Flying into a rage at the drop of a hat?
No. From what I can tell, this boy is not an Expellion at all. I would say he is probably from Earth.
Forgive my rudeness, but what is an Earthling doing so far out on the edge of the universe?
I couldn't venture a guess.
Well, the Earthling is not alone. There's a Tetrageniate among them.
What are you people talking about?
An Earthling? The universe? Claude?
No, I doubt you would understand any of this. Allow me to explain. That boy next to you is not from Expel at all. He is a native of another planet.
Another planet?
Yes. The stars up above, those celestial bodies you thought were mere points of light, are home to a wondrous variety of living creatures. Earth and Expel are just two such planets. But that matters not, for we are from Need, just as you are.
I'm from Need? Just like you?
Don't listen to them, Reyna. What are you people here for anyway? Were you the ones that destroyed Illuria?
I see no reason to tell you of our plans.
What?
Besides, you're too late. This planet's already on a collision course with Need. Even if we told you everything, you couldn't do a thing to stop us at this point.
Collision?
What are you doing this for? Are you trying to destroy the whole planet? What's so funny?
You inferior beings with your shallow, trivial thoughts. What could destroying a single frontier planet accomplish? This is merely a single step in the road taking us back to Need. It is all part of the roadmap that will bring us back our powers and restore us as rulers of the galaxy.
You're taking over the galaxy?
Yes. Not that I expect mere insects such as yourselves to comprehend.
The time is near. In a matter of minutes, this planet will collide with Need.
Why? Why did you choose this planet out of all the billions that are out there?
This planet was located closest to Need's orbital path. No other reason.
Our tool is the quadratic sphere, the thing in your world you call the sorcery globe. That was what was used to shift the planet's plane of orbit. And that is what will make this planet collide with Need.
We had no idea that there was also a quadratic key housed on this planet. Our plans have been accelerated 100 years thanks to this stroke of luck.
What's this quadratic key you're talking about?
A crystallized symbological stone. You called it an energy stone. It's hanging off your neck right now.
You mean this pendant? But why?
It is perfectly reasonable for a Needian such as yourself to have one of those. Only the Needians have the knowledge required to construct a quadratic key.
Enough of this! You'll all be dead in a second.
Not if I can help it. I'm going to take out all of you and stop this madness before it gets any worse.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but even if you could beat us, Expel's fate is already set in stone.
I don't know that till I try.
So you really are that stupid. Hey, you. Go deal with him for me.
You appear to have a death wish, boy.
I suppose we can at least grant him the kindness of a quick and relatively painless death.
Let me take care of this. I can handle this by myself. I am Metatron of the 10 Wise Men, and fighting me will be the greatest achievement you'll ever have.
Look out! Here they come!
Forget it! We can't do this! Southern Cross! Victory! Hey! Southern Cross! Star Flare! Hey! Yahoo! Star Flare!
Well done, but I'm afraid playtime is over.
You see, we're now within teleport range of Planet Need, and so I must bid you fools farewell.
Ronix.
I've turned my back on 1 billion people and my own son.
But this collision is the result of natural causes, as unusual as they may be. I know your own child's involved in this, but I'm afraid there's just nothing to be done about it.
This was an unexplored region of space, Admiral. There's no point having regrets about it now.
Kurtzman.
Claude went down there of his own volition. That's what he wanted from the moment we transported him back here. We all know there was nothing we could do to save the billions of people down there. This planet was doomed to extinction from the start.
Damn it! Why does science have to be so useless?
Everything is well. We have returned to Need.
But those little pests have joined us for the ride.
We could not have prevented it. They were right there with us. It was our fault for not being able to kill them.
Well, you want them dead? It looks like they've landed somewhere far away.
Leave them. They're helpless at this point.
That much is true. Their days are certainly numbered either way.
But that Needian girl bothers me. What was she doing on that planet?
I don't know. There was supposed to be no escape route from Need. Not in its current state.
She's just a girl. A single girl could hardly be called a problem for us.
So, everything according to plan then.
Indeed.
But we cannot afford to rest easy.
Things have yet to even begin.
Yes.
Reina. Reina.
Who is it? Who's calling for me?
Reina. Wake up.
Reina, you all right?
Oh. Claude. Was that you, Claude? Were you calling my name just now?
Yeah, that was me.
No. No, it wasn't you, Claude.
Where are we? I haven't seen anything like this before.
I don't know.
This wouldn't be like heaven, would it?
No, it's not heaven at all. We're on the planet Need, in a place called the Outer Gardens.
What?
Oh, no!
Reina!
What is it, Reina?
I'm fine. This way.
Reina, what's going on here?
I don't know. All I know is we should be going this way.
Reina, do you think maybe that's because you're Median?
I can't really tell, but there's something about the air. It makes me feel so calm. I feel like all my worries just fly away. Like I've known this place ever since I was young. That's why I think we're on Need right now.
Speaking of which, Claude, what were you doing in Expel in the first place?
There was an accident, and somehow I got transported from where I was to Expel. And then I ran into Reina in the Sacred Forest, and it all went from there.
Oh.
Well, who cares? I don't think where you were born has much to do with who you are right now.
Yeah, thanks. We aren't gonna get anything done if we just sit around here, so let's take a look around.
How do you think everyone's doing in Expel, by the way?
Not too well. No doubt about that. Nothing could have survived that collision.
Don't worry. I'm sure they're doing just fine. Bet they can't wait for us to get back home, too.
Reina.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, she's right. That's why we've got to get moving and figure out what's going on around here.
Right. What's that?
It looks like some kind of device.
Please, come inside.
Who are you?
I mean you no harm. Just go on inside the transporter. Everything will be revealed to you.
Yeah, but We can't just trust you on your word here.
Let's try it.
Reyna?
It's all right. There's something about his voice. I feel like we can trust it.
Well, it's not like things can get any worse if we go. I say we try it.
Here goes. Where is this?
I don't know.
Well, might as well get out.
I have been waiting for you.
That was your voice before.
It was. I am the one who brought you here. My name is Null. I serve as the mayor of the Centropolis.
The Centropolis?
We are on Need, aren't we?
Oh, this is Need, all right. The Centropolis is one of Need's largest cities. So, do you people have any idea why you're here on Need right now?
Well, that's a stupid question.
We were fighting these strange men on top of a tower in Illuria. The next thing we knew, we were here.
You were probably teleported here with those men when they took themselves to Need.
Who the hell were those guys?
A group that we call the 10 Wise Men. Before I explain who they are, I must tell you of the mistakes that have haunted Need's past. About 3.7 billion years ago, Need was a planet.
Meaning what? It's a planet now, isn't it?
The Need of today isn't a planet at all. What we stand on today is better known as Energy Need, an artificial planet enveloped in a high-energy field.
Oh, that must be what my dad called the high energy mass.
$3.7 billion years ago, Planet Expel did not even exist in space. Even at that time, the people of Need had vast knowledge of magic science, on a level no other planet could come close to matching. As a result, Need was able to gain control of every planet in the galaxy. But Need didn't rule by force. The records claim it was a model of economic cooperation, almost a living utopia. But even in this near utopia, there lived those with evil minds. They called themselves the 10 Wise Men. They were uninterested in interplanetary cooperation. They wanted the entire galaxy under their iron fists. The 10 fanatical madmen began their conquest by first seizing control of Need with their staggering powers. One by one, Need's cities fell under the sheer force of their attack. Anyone who refused loyalty to their regime was ruthlessly murdered. They showed pity to no one, not even women and children. The Needian armed forces mustered everything they had, but they were completely routed by the overwhelming power of the Wise Men. Their rampage across the planet, however, did not last long. The Needian army summoned up their remaining power, and they fought back fiercely. After weeks of desperate fighting, they finally succeeded in defeating the 10 Wise Men. As their punishment, the 10 Wise Men were exiled to Eternity Space, a prison from which there can never be any exit. The war was a complete victory for the Needian forces. And in the process, the Needians finally opened their eyes to the extent of the power they had wielded all this time. Even if we never asked for it, we had the technological ability to rule over the entire universe right at our fingertips. If the 10 Wise Men ever came back to haunt us, Need would be engulfed in total war yet again. Nobody wanted this, of course. After a lengthy conference, the world-renowned Dr. Lantis offered a solution that everyone accepted. We opted to seal away our powers, to put an end to the progress that we had achieved. Planet Need was destroyed by the hands of the very Needians who lived there. And so it was that the entire population relocated to Energy Need, ensconced safely in its high energy field. The energy that covers this planet exists to forbid any access to or from foreign space. With it, we are totally cut off from the rest of the universe. You know the rest of the story. The 10 Wise Men escaped from their banishment into Eternity Space. How they managed to escape and how they managed to break into Planet Expel is a mystery to us, but the facts are plain for anyone to see. They are out of Eternity Space, and they have landed on Need once again, and their goal is nothing less than complete domination of the galaxy.
So those were the 10 Wise Men.
Yes, they are led by the all-powerful Gabriel, with the cunning Lucifer serving as their military advisor. Under them are the remaining 8 Wise Men, which are in turn led by Michael. They are madmen, and they are to be feared. You can find out more about them in the library's database, if you're interested.
Didn't you notice when they came back to this planet?
We did, but the moment Expel's orbit first became erratic, it was already too late to do anything.
So why did you bring us here anyway?
Because you have the potential.
What do you mean?
As we speak, the 10 Wise Men are preparing to take over the galaxy, and they're starting with Energy Need. But we simply don't have the power we once had, the power that banished them to another dimension long ago.
So you're asking us to help you out?
That's right. The powers that we and the 10 Wise Men have are identical. Neither side can come out on top. What we need is a different kind of power.
A different kind of power? What do you think?
I think we have no choice. We're already here after all. If the 10 Wise Men want to take over the galaxy, then they'll come after Expel sooner or later.
Let's just hurry up and do it.
Sounds good then.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry to be blunt, but there isn't a moment to lose. I want to act swiftly and decisively.
What should we do, though?
The first thing you'll want is a mode of transportation to get you around Need.
Isn't that what the transporters are for?
Those are installed only at our main government buildings. For everything else, we use flying symbological creatures known as synards.
Synards?
If you travel north of the Centropolis, you'll arrive at North City. They have a synard breeding farm called The Home up there. I'm sure anyone there can point you to it. Also, there is the library that I mentioned earlier. You'll find a wealth of knowledge about Need's history and technology inside.
Thank you, sir. I'd say it's time to visit North City then.
Reyna!
How did you know my name?
I have something to discuss with you, privately. Could you stay behind for just a moment?
Sure. I think I'm ready to hear the whole story now, Mayor.
Reyna?
I've been searching for my real parents throughout my journey, but I haven't found a single lead or clue yet.
I would imagine not. If you are a Needian, you'd be unlikely to find any trace of your family on Expel.
So it's true that I'm Needian?
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
Why was I living on Expel then? Where are my real parents, Null? If you knew my name, then you've got to know that.
Reyna, I'm afraid you're going to have to discover the answer to that question yourself.
Myself?
The journey that lies ahead of you will reveal a great deal about your true identity.
My true identity?
You are a Needian, and yet you lived on Expel, brought up as an Expellian. I think the experience has granted you a power that surpasses that of any other Needian on Energy Need.
Me?
Don't be afraid of your powers, Reyna. You have your friends with you. You'll never be alone. You must persevere for us.
Yes, Mayor.
Your parents must have loved you very much, Reyna. I'm sure of it. The pendant on your chest is all the evidence you need. I apologize that I can't tell you more right this minute.
No. Thank you, Mayor.
Ah, I apologize for keeping you.
Oh, not at all.
I had best return to my duties then.
Sorry I kept you waiting.
It wasn't any big deal. Except to Claude, I guess.
Reyna, listen.
I'm all right.
Reyna?
Let's go. I need to find my answers.
Right.
Our first stop's going to be North City, right?
That's straight due north of the Centropolis, I think.
They saw me.
Who was that?
We can handle this.
Here goes. Here goes. Here goes.
We can handle this.
All right, let's go.
We can handle this. 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 We can handle this.
Here goes. 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 Here goes! Here goes!
Here goes. Here goes. Here goes.
Bunny.
There's just no fooling these guys. Oh, ow! Oh!
She isn't stalking us, is she? No, she couldn't be.
What exactly is it you see in Ernest?
Well, if I had to pick one thing, I guess it'd be the way he focuses on something and just keeps plugging away at it until it's done. We also share an interest in ancient ruins. I was one of his students, after all.
Aha! Now I get it! You saw him on the job and you were hooked.
That wasn't the only thing, of course.
Ernest seems like the type that knows how to handle a woman, too.
I won't deny that, no. But that's more of a distraction than an attraction to me.
Oh, it's not so bad. Sure beats a guy who doesn't know anything about girls at all. Am I right?
Welch, you do know what would happen if you started going after Ernest, right?
I know. I'm not the sort of girl who steals other girls' boyfriends.
Sure hope not.
I wish I could find a cute single guy somewhere.
How about Claude?
Claude? I don't know. He's just... what's the word I'm looking for? He's just missing something, you know? Besides, I'm not into wimpy guys like that. Oh, but it'd be great if someone like Diaz turned out to be all soft and sentimental deep down. It fits so well with his hunky looks. Oh, and I'd like someone older, too. Someone who's nice, but also a little bit naughty, you know? Ooh, but someone in a suit or wearing all white always gets me, too. And don't get me started on muscular dudes.
That's enough. I'm sorry I brought that up.
Diaz!
Enough. Stop. Just stop it. Please.
Diaz! Diaz, you're just dreaming!
Cecile! Ah!
Diaz, wake up!
Reyna.
You alright?
Yeah. Sorry.
You were dreaming about that again, weren't you?
It was my fault.
No, Diaz, it was not. You've got to stop blaming yourself like this.
Can you just leave me alone, please? I need to be by myself.
Sure.
Sorry, Reyna.
Just don't have what it takes to help Diaz right now. Excuse me, Mayor Null told us we could obtain a Synard here.
Oh, are you Ms. Raina Lanford? He's already contacted us about you. You can head over to the director's office if you like. Here goes! Here goes! Here goes! Here goes!
Ah, good to meet you. The mayor told me all about you. My name is Artis. I'm the director of this facility. This man will be handling the Synard creation process for you.
Creation?
A Synard is a living creature, yes, but we have to program it with data about its new master before it'll follow directions and orders.
Wow, that sounds kind of cruel, actually.
Well, the Synards we raise are genetically modified from the moment they are conceived, so really it's just another part of the process.
Let's not waste any time. He'll lead you through the data entry process, so let him know if you have any questions.
Thank you.
This way, please. We'll begin the data recording in just a moment. I'll call you into the data entry room when we're ready.
All right.
Hey, you sure this is gonna work? We've never worked with non-Nedians before.
Who knows? We don't have a choice. Orders from above.
Man, I wish I could get a promotion.
These Synards aren't exactly what you'd call cute.
Claude, do you think there's any way we can tell people on Expel that we're on energy need?
Huh? She has a point. From Expel's point of view, we've vanished off the face of the planet.
Look, about Expel.
What is it, Claude?
Never mind.
Well, we're all set. Right this way, please. All right, we'll begin with Claude's personal data. Please proceed inside. It's completely painless, I promise. Now stay perfectly still until I say it's okay to move. We'll be done in just a moment. All right, you're free to go.
Oh, already?
Next up would be Raina. This way, please.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Now just relax. All done. I'm glad there's at least one data subject I don't have to worry much about.
What?
Anyway, next up.
What was that?
We've lost control of the Synard we're working on!
What?
It's going to destroy this place if we don't do something!
Claude!
Let's go!
Whoa! There it is! Is there nothing else we can do about this?
We can do this.
Right.
That's
On
one
to
for
the next
us.
one.
Well, I never thought this would happen.
No offense, sir, but what did you expect? We were inputting data from an alien species into the Synard. Of course this was gonna happen.
Now wait just a minute.
We lost one of our valuable Synards thanks to you. So now what?
Listen, we weren't.
An apology's not going to make up for this. Director, I'm going to need a boost in my research funding to make up for this.
What a terrible thing to happen.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, it's not your fault. It was the Synard who wouldn't accept your data.
But it didn't have to die for it.
Well, it's obvious by this point that inputting your data into a Synard isn't going to work.
So what will we do now then?
Well, there is one thing we could try.
What's that?
We better not discuss it here. Let's go back to my office.
Nuts. If only I were a little earlier. I could have had my front page exclusive. Enraged Synard Levels Breeding Facility. Ow!
Thank you. I don't really want too many people to hear this. Not that it matters much to them.
I'm not sure what you're getting at, sir.
Don't worry about it. Just go over into that transporter over there for me, all right? It's unlocked. You.
Yes, sir?
What was that about?
You'll have the rest explained to you on the other side. Hopefully, the mayor won't have any complaints.
Are we getting involved in something under the table here?
Hey, you're here to save the universe, aren't you? We all have to make some sacrifices along the way.
What do you mean?
Look, do you want a Synard or not? Just get going.
All right.
you one question, though?
What?
Whose data was it that made the Synard go out of control?
I don't see the point of answering that question.
Fair enough. Where are we this time?
What are you doing in my home?
Well,
Well, I would introduce myself, but that would be a strange way to start things off, given the circumstances.
I'm really sorry. We were transported here from Artis's office.
Artis?
yes. Null sent us there to get a Synard. It didn't work out too well, though.
I see. So you're the outsiders that were transported to Energy Need.
You knew about us?
Yes. Only a certain few know, mind you. It's the same level of classification as the Return of the 10 Wise Men.
I apologize for coming here so suddenly, but we simply have to have a Synard.
Is that why you came here?
Yep. The Synard we had in North City went berserk on us during the data entry phase.
Ah, that figures. You wouldn't be here otherwise.
So, you know what you're supposed to do for us?
What? Didn't Artis even tell you where he was sending all of you?
Well, where are we?
You're in the Endangered Species Protection Zone. I'm Noel Chandler, Director and Resident Zoologist. So you're here for a wild Synard, then?
Wild?
Synards were originally wild animals. The Synards in North City have been genetically re-engineered for the Needians' purposes.
There are wild ones too?
Near extinction, but yes. In fact, the last one's in the Critically Endangered Protection Zone. You'll be meeting that Synard in just a moment. I imagine you'll be fighting soon afterward.
Why?
It's perfectly natural Synard behavior. Once a Synard realizes its opponent is stronger in might and will than itself, it will defend its new master with its life if needed.
So we just have to fight the wild Synard and beat it.
You make it sound so easy. It's not just a matter of physical strength. If your heart isn't in it, then it's simply not going to happen. Do you think you have what it takes?
Noel?
How about we pay the Synard a visit then?
But this is the last wild Synard in existence!
If it dies, it dies. It's the fate of the species. It's as simple as that. Survival is a battle, and only the strong survive. Isn't that how it works? Now let's get going. We'll be traveling due south of here. Something's wrong here. It feels different from the last time I made my rounds.
Different?
It couldn't be. But it would never attack people.
What is it?
The animals around here are frantic. They're ready to attack at the slightest provocation. I've never experienced something like this before.
Are we making regular animals go crazy now?
This certainly isn't your fault, but this is definitely somebody else's doing. No doubt about that.
The 10 wise men.
It's certainly something they could do, but I never imagined they would go this far.
Are the animals in the protection zone usually holed up inside this cave?
No, they shouldn't be here at all. Usually the Synard scent is enough to keep them away.
Oh no! What if those animals run into the Synard?
I hope nobody saw that. I'm never gonna find a man if they see me tripping around all the time.
She never lets up, does she? I'm amazed she's out here by herself.
We can do this.
Right, on to the next one.
What could this be? Looks like a business card. Chisato Madison, reporter, The Need Times.
The Synard!
Oh no, we've got to help it!
We can take on anything.
This isn't unexpected.
Those monsters injured the Synard in that battle. Do we really still have to fight it just to establish some kind of stupid pecking order?
Don't! It's hurt!
Stop it! I beg you!
What's that?
Baby Synards! Are you sure about this, Claude?
I can't do this. I can't take a child from its mother, and I certainly can't fight with an injured Synard.
Claude.
You can call me a wimp if you want, but I can't do it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You've made the right choice.
I guess we're done here. We'll have to go back to Null and see if there's something else we can do.
Wait a minute!
What is it, Noel?
It's acting strange again. Like it's trying to tell us something.
Reyna?
You want to help us?
You know what it's saying, Reina?
It's just a matter of getting your thoughts across. After that, the rest is easy. Let's go. Thank you for all your help, Noel. This sign art is just what we need in the battle against the 10 wise men.
Wait! Can you take me with you?
Noel?
The 10 wise men would never exist if it weren't for the mistakes my Needian forefathers made. I wouldn't feel right leaving you to shoulder the burden alone.
Noel.
Besides, the wise men have sent my animals into a violent frenzy. That's enough motivation for me to want to fight them.
Isn't that all the more reason why someone needs to stay and watch over the protection zone, though? We need you to protect the animals, Noel.
Reina.
There has to be some way to calm the animals down again. I can't think of anyone else qualified enough to do it. We both have different battles to fight.
Yeah, you're right. I am still the director, I suppose.
We will defeat the 10 wise men. Trust me.
I hope you do. We need them gone from our lives to have our peace and tranquility back.
Noel?
You should pay another visit to the Centropolis next. You need to tell Mayor Null that you've procured a Synard. I hope I'll see you all again.
Of course!
Hey, Reina.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I don't know. Just stopping by.
Listen, Reyna, there's something I've been meaning to ask you for a long time.
Huh? What is it, Claude?
Reyna, do you have any plans on what you're gonna do after this journey is over? Will you go back to Arlia? Or were you planning to stay here on Energy Need instead?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. What about you, Claude? Are you going back to Earth?
That was my plan in the beginning.
It was? So it's not now?
Not anymore. At first, I was willing to give up anything to go back home. Now, though, it's more like I could take it or leave it. Living with you, Reyna, and not having a care in the world, it doesn't strike me as being half bad anymore.
Huh?
Everyone's always too much in a hurry on Earth. It's 180 degrees different from life on Expel. My homeland's the loneliest place in the universe. Nobody ever slows down for anyone or anything.
Why don't you come to Arlia then? I'm sure everyone would be overjoyed to have you.
Would they?
Of course they would. I guarantee it.
Welcome back. I hear you found your Synod.
We certainly have, sir. Everything worked out just fine.
Well, splendid. This is no time to be resting on our laurels, however. I'll need you to find and acquire the source of Need's energy as quickly as possible.
The source of Need's energy?
Precisely. It's time for you all to understand the source of Need's energy. In other words, the nature of symbology. The nature of symbology is one step above your traditional symbology. It is the power that we wield as Needians that you must combine with the latent powers inside your own bodies. That, I believe, is the only method we have to defeat the 10 wise men. As much as I'm ashamed to admit it, even if we as Needians had every drop of our own power at our fingertips, I fear it would still not be enough to create a force that could overcome our enemy.
So what should we do exactly?
There are 4 fields dotted across the land, located in different directions away from the Centropolis. You must ride your Synod to each one of these fields.
Fields?
Yes. Each field you encounter will have its own trial to overcome. If you cannot beat the trials, then you will be barred from proceeding any further.
I'm not quite sure I follow you, Mayor.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you any more than that. The trials differ for every person who challenges them.
Oh.
So I guess we'll just have to go see for ourselves.
The Field of Wisdom is north of the Centropolis, and the Field of Might is to the northwest. Southeast lies the Field of Courage, and the Field of Love is in the skies to the northeast. Allow me to give you this. This is called a rune code.
What's that?
In order to prevent abuse, the 4 fields are usually kept locked in an offline state. This rune code is necessary to release the lock. You should probably try to visit the Field of Wisdom first. That one is located on a pentagonal island north of the Centropolis. Also, I understand that the defenses guarding the Field of Love are extremely dangerous. It may be best to save that field for later, until you're sure your party is fully ready for what is awaiting you there.
Thank you, Mayor.
Ah, yes. One more thing. I have assembled the Needian Defense Forces. They are stationed in the northeastern town of Laqua. If you ever need their services, feel free to consult with them at any time.
Certainly.
I have one final gift for you. Hopefully, it will help you in your journey.
The rune code! This must be the Field of Might.
What a massive mountain!
It's freezing here.
Well, complaining isn't going to help us any. Hang in there, everyone.
say that's worth 10 out of 10.
not too weak. Just
I'm quite
right.
happy with this.
We can take on anything.
Easier than I thought.
Mowing them down like this.
Woo! There's the top. Finally.
Looks like there's some kind of ruin up there. Ah!
Congratulations on making it this far.
Ah! Who are you?
I am the guardian of the Field of Might. I have borne witness to your every struggling step up the mountain. It is clear that you have some competence.
So we passed?
Thus far, yes.
Thus far?
Now I will test you further on a more personal level.
All right, then this must be the final part of the trial.
That's right. And you'll need more than some flashy hocus pocus to get past me.
We can handle this.
Let's take care of this.
Thanks for that.
That's one for us.
Way too weak.
Wonderful! You have overcome every part of the trial. Proceed to the altar and behold the might within yourself.
Is this the altar?
I don't see anything.
I remember this. This was the first time I discovered my healing power. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I'd never been so scared in my life. I wound up running over to call for the doctor, crying the whole way.
She'll be okay. Just give her this medicine to drink. She'll be right as rain before long.
Really?
Really.
I'll go get some water.
Heaven help her. If she can just make it through the night.
I remember. That's exactly what he said. I heard him.
No! He said she'd be fine if she had the medicine. Mom!
At the time, there wasn't anything else I wanted more in the world. I thought I could save my mom if only I had the power I have now.
Mom! You can't die on me, Mom! You can't! Don't leave me!
Nothing's going to change if you run away from your problems. I kept my ground back then, and I found my way because of it. Claude?
You're right. I did nothing but run away. If I had held my ground back then, my life would have been completely different. It's nothing. Just talking to myself.
What's that? Let's go on to the next field. honest. I don't see you two together too often.
No?
Well, I mean...
Wow! Check out that blue-haired guy with the sword. Isn't he hot?
I'm too busy looking at that three-eyed dude next to him. He could sweep me off my feet any day.
Being with these two makes me feel a little exposed somehow.
Oh, just look at those two pieces of eye candy.
Tall, dark, and studly. Am I right?
But who's that girl with them?
Oh no! Everybody's looking at us!
Reyna, what are you staring at?
Something wrong?
Not at all. I'm just glad I get to hang out with two hunky guys like you.
Hunky? You can't be serious.
Hunky, huh?
You're Chisato Madison, aren't you?
Well, yes. How did you know my name?
We found your business card in a cave of crimson crystals.
Oh, I dropped it, huh?
So tell us, why are you following us around all the time?
Well, why do you think? You're the great hero sallying forth to slay the 10 wise men. I'm just covering your beat. Haven't you noticed the publicity you've been getting? Every man, woman, and child on Need is following your story right now.
That still doesn't mean you have to go sneaking around monster territory by yourself like that.
Are you kidding me? I'm a crusader for the truth. No monster could possibly withstand my burning passion for the story.
Are you sure about that?
Of course not. I'm just joking. I may not look it, but I've got a black belt in the Jingu martial arts. My hands are lethal weapons.
Really? Neat.
I couldn't stay with you guys unless I could defend myself a little, you know.
What? So wait, you're gonna keep following us?
Well, duh. I've got to find out how your story ends.
But it's dangerous.
Oh, it's all right. I'm more than capable of taking care of myself.
I'm sorry. It's just too dangerous for you. Could you stop following us?
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna bother you any.
You're bothering us more than enough just by being here, Chisato.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't want to see you tailing us anymore, okay?
You heard him, Chisato. I'm taking you off the Reyna beat. I better not see you bothering them again.
Is that an order, boss?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
this was something special, but I had no idea it was this special. I'm pretty proud of it too. So what's this thing do then? Oh, this? This amplifies the power output too. Oh, it's too hard to explain. Let me just show you. Here we go. Ha! Whoa, awesome! So, yeah, that's what it does. You could probably cause an earthquake if you pointed it at the ground. Ooh, good idea. Let's try it. 1, 2... Wow, you can knock out a whole bunch of baddies in one go with that. You bet. This one's a keeper, that's for sure.
Nice to see them getting along.